Hey y'all, have you ever heard of a 7-Up biscuit? I had never had a 7-Up biscuit until just a few years ago. Our pastors made these and they're so good. They're really good and easy. And y'all know I love easy, but I also like it to be good. So these are good. These are 7-Up biscuits, and you're just gonna need some Bisquick, some sour cream, do a dollop of Daisy, and you're gonna need some 7-Up and a little bit of melted butter. And that's all you're going to need for this recipe. Now you want to preheat your oven to 450. Now that's hot, but that's what this calls for, and they bake up really good and fast, and they're good, and they're light and fluffy. First time I had them, I could not believe they were 7-Up biscuits. And I'm like, whoa. But they're still good with any kind of, they're good with gravy. They're good to make with any supper time meal, whatever you want. They're just good, and just a little twist on a regular old biscuit, but y'all, they're good. I'm going to show you how to make them. So I got my oven preheating. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of melted butter in my skillet. This is about a 10-inch skillet, cast iron skillet. And I'm just going to set that aside, and when I get my biscuits made, we're going to put our biscuits right down into that melted butter. All right, I got 2 cups of my Bisquick mix here in my bowl, and you're gonna add in a 1/2 cup of sour cream. You're gonna go right into your Bisquick mix, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut that into your mixture. You're gonna just stir it in. And get it all mixed up. Probably better off I use this. So all you're going to do is just stir that right into your dry mixture and cut it in like you do, like when you're making regular biscuits with lard or something. Just going to cut it right in. And you're going to put a 1/2 cup of 7-Up in here. You want your 7-Up to be room temperature, not cold. Let me get all this off of here. Might have to use your hands. Yeah, there we go. And it's just going to be crumbly looking. And that's what it should be. Cut it in. See, it's just going to look crumbly like that right there. And that's good. Now you're going to put in your 1/2 cup of 7-Up. And it's going to be kind of gloppy and sticky, and that's okay. And just going to mix that up just until it's mixed. Don't take long. See, it's going to look like that right there. Now I'm going to put me some Bisquick out on my surface here, and we're going to cut them out. All right, so I'm just going to put me some of my Bisquick out. Just spread it out with my hands like that. Make sure everybody can see. Yeah. And now all you're going to do get my rubber spatula so I can get everything out. Now you're just going to put the dough right on top. Okay, that's done. And you're just going to pick it up, start folding it over a little bit. Y'all, I tell you, these are good. They really are. And you just want to fold them enough to where you can be able to cut them out, and to where there's no stickiness left. And make sure you got enough of your mixture under your Bisquick underneath them. So I just do mine like in a little square. And you just pat it down. You don't have to roll these out. You can double this if you want to make a extra batch, a big extra, like a bigger batch. You can double this. By all means, you can do that. So let me wash my hands off. So I'm just going to cut them out, and I want to use a jar. I don't have a biscuit cutter. I just use a jar. I always did. I'm going to use my Y'all Sweet Tea jar, and I'm just going to cut them out. Whenever you're cutting biscuits, cut down and come straight up. Don't twist. Now, you want your skillet with your melted butter down in there. And you're just going to lay them right in. Lay them right in your skillet. And I'll roll my dough back up after I get done cutting them. Now don't worry if they're a little soft and gloppy, that's okay. Set them right down in my butter. Them right in. We'll gather up a little more. Make sure your dough is together. Got it. Use all your dough. And back on them in. All right, so these are going to go in the oven at 450 degrees, and it only takes them about 8 to 10 minutes to bake. So keep an eye on them, and they're going to be so good, y'all. So I'm going to put them in the oven. So while them biscuits are baking, y'all, just want to talk about, y'all probably see me use my Y'all Sweet Tea jar to cut my biscuits out, but I'm telling you, a lot of people love these cute jars that they offer. If you've never had Y'all Sweet Tea's tea, you got to try it, y'all. This is the best tea I've ever had, and I'm a tea snob. I love me some tea. See up there? I've had that sign up there on my wall for quite some time. I love tea, and y'all, this is some of the best tea that I've ever had. I love it. And the good thing about it is they come in decaf or regular. So you can choose whatever you want. And if you get a starter kit, you can get some of these cute jars in there. I love the jars. I love drinking out jars. And so I just wanted to let y'all know I will be dropping the link to their website where you can go check out their tea, get some of these cute jars, and it's some good stuff, y'all. All right, y'all, the 7-Up biscuits are done. Took these about 10 minutes, and they are ready to eat. Look at them. All right, y'all, the 7-Up biscuits are done. Look at there, they're light and they're fluffy. And I'm gonna have one. And I'm gonna show y'all how I used to eat. Mom taught me this. My mommy taught me this. She always would eat butter and syrup on a biscuit. So I'm gonna show y'all what I like to do, how I like to eat a biscuit. Got a little bit of butter there and a little bit of syrup. We always called it syrup. It's white corn syrup. We used to do, we always got Bob White. I don't know if y'all remember Bob White brand corn syrup, but syrup is something you just kept laying around on the table. If you didn't make your own, you usually had this kind of syrup. And I just put it right over my butter. And mix it up. It's so good. You ain't never tried syrup and butter on a biscuit. You gotta do it. And then I'm gonna put it right on my biscuit. And y'all, these biscuits are good. They're really good. They kind of put me in mind almost like a dinner roll, but they're still a biscuit and they're very tender. Can you take me a bite? Y'all, they're good. I love that syrup and butter. Brings back memories of eating. Every time I'd have my breakfast, I'd usually have like a dessert and take my biscuit and sop up, make my butter and my syrup together and take my biscuit and scoop it and sop it up. I remember doing that. Taking the crust off the top, off the bottom of the biscuit. Look how brown they get, that butter in there. One more bite. Y'all, these are so good. Gotta have my tea. They're good, y'all. So I hope you make these. I will be putting the recipe for them. They're not hard at all. They're really good. They're really good. And they just turn out. And now if you put them in a square pan, some people put them in a square pan, but I like baking my biscuits in my cast iron. So right here's about the size they are. So if you don't like a real big fluffy biscuit, some people like more of a flat type biscuit to eat, like with sausage and biscuits and stuff. But they're really good. 10 out of 10, as Kenzie would say. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get off here. I love you guys. Hope you make these biscuits. If you do, you let me know. Always, if you share, if you make any of the recipes, always tag me. Put them on your page. Put the @ Mountain Cooking with Missy, and shout us out. I always appreciate that. And you guys are awesome. So if you make these biscuits, you let me know. So thank y'all for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy. Worth nothing fancy, just good eating.